Get this shit a long way, long way. She be trippin' every way, but I gotta get this shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way. Tryna get money every single day. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid. Every day we gotta get paid. I'm feeling like we been a new slave. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, she just gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, tryna get this shit the long way. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way. Get this shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I'm playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave. I said, fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. I said, fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way. We gon' get shit the long way. Back and forth like the pong way. Man, I'ma get this shit the long way. Get this shit the long way. Just the only way today. Because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask. We the new slaves. And we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay. We gon' be okay. They gon' be okay. They gon' be okay for me. So we gon' get this shit the long way. We gon' get this shit the long way. We gon' get this shit the long way. We get shit the long way. Cause we gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' get the long way.
Hello. I take it off of mute first. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Let me move that. What's up, Aaron? Aaron's always the first one up in here, all the way from the UK, and he's first up in here. What's up, Aaron? What's going on? If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young, the founder of SMD, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. What's up, Amina? I am here to share my gift, and my gift is the ability to see negative numbers psychologically, all right? And capitalism is psychological. So to be able to see negative numbers psychologically is a gift, all right? Doesn't really matter if you believe it or not. I'm just here to show you something, not convince you of anything. Trying to convince you of it would be trying to convince you of mathematics, okay? And if you don't know what I mean, give an example. If you own a car, you're making car payments, open your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance and hit equal. And as you're looking at the calculator, just listen to the sound of my voice. That is how much you paid for the car you're driving today, right there, on the calculator, right there. Now, this is what I call the glitch in the debt matrix. You're going to be looking at the calculator. You're going to look at it and say, well, that's a negative number, LJ. I can't buy anything with that. Exactly. You can't buy anything with that. So how are you driving the car you're in today? You know how? Because you live in a debt matrix. Now you're probably thinking, what is the debt matrix? The debt matrix is a psychological place created by the central banks. They created it. The debt matrix is a place where you can buy and own things with no money of your own. Houses, cars, vacations, jewelry, clothes, whatever. You can buy anything. What you guys call it is called OPM. You guys call it other people's money. What OPM really means is the bank's money. It's TBM, the bank's money. Okay. But you guys don't know that because your whole financial life is a mathematical illusion in the debt matrix. Again, the debt matrix where you can buy and own things with no money of your own. You're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage. You own a car with an 84-month car loan, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Now, when you're looking at the calculator, you're kind of stunned because, again, you still see that negative number and you come across this channel. You've never heard anybody tell it to you like that before, but you're going to be stuck. You can be like, wait a minute. He can't be wrong because my calculator says a negative number. It says it. I'm looking at it, but how come I don't believe it? You live in a debt matrix. Now, don't worry about it. Millions of you guys live there. I lived there from age 18 to about 42-ish. I was there. I was just a college-educated, six-figure earning slave. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was living there. I didn't know I didn't own anything. Okay. Found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey says, hey, take the math that you learned in elementary school. Take the arithmetic that you learned in elementary school and apply it to your personal finances using these baby steps. And that's what I did. I took that. I was like, whoa, I'm free. I got free. Now, remember, I didn't know I was a debt slave because if you live in a debt matrix, you're a debt slave. You're a slave to the debt matrix, hence debt slave. I didn't know I was a debt slave until I freed myself, until I got to zero. Once I got to zero, I was like, holy, I'd never been there before. I had never been to zero before in my life because I thought debt was part of life. Everybody in the debt matrix thinks debt is part of life. Hey, it just is what it is. No, it's not. Only for debt slaves. Keeping student loans, go to college for 4 years, keep your student loans your entire life. Only debt slaves do that. That's not true. You can't buy a house when you got student loan debt. You can't do that. You can do it in the debt matrix. Yeah, you can do anything. You can own anything in the debt matrix. You own equity. You think about it. You didn't have the money to buy the house, but as soon as you get a loan, all of a sudden you think you're a homeowner with equity. That's the debt matrix. That's the trick. Because it's psychological. It's all in your head. That's why there's two kinds of capitalism. There's regular capitalism, and then there's psychological capitalism. Regular capitalism, you Google it and say, hey, what's capitalism? They say, hey, this is where you take goods and services, and then you take this, and then you make this, and then people own stuff, and this and that. That's the Google version. And then there's the psychological version, where you don't know you're in a debt matrix. You can't own anything in the debt. You can't own anything with no money, right? But capitalism would not. The basis of capitalism, the majority must be in debt and not know it. You must believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage, with a 30-year mortgage. I don't know how they got people to believe it take 30 years to pay off one house. I don't know how they did that. That took, you know how long that must have taken? Now they got people believing the next generation. They got the next generation believe it take 40 years to pay off a house. Can you believe that? Man. Congratulations. Anyway, I am here to help you out of the debt matrix. Hey, if you believe it or not, it's totally up to you. Hey, you want to believe everything Google tells you? Hey, whatever. It's totally, hey, man, they're going to give you this. Hey, what's capitalism? Oh, it's this and it says that. Who put it in Google? I don't know. The banks? I have no idea. But I guarantee you this. You will not find the definition on Google for psychological capitalism. Google's not going to, you type that into Google, Google's going to say, what the fuck, what is that question? Nobody has ever asked me that question. Google's going to search all its thousands and hundreds of thousands of databases and says, hey, we don't have the answer for that. No, nobody's ever asked that question because it's not there. It's in your head. What's up, reigning woman, geek surgeon? All right, today we're going to read some interesting articles. The first one was sent to me by Andre, international minded, that you guys maybe know, maybe not know, Oh, let me get rid of this so I can free up some of my memory. That's why things are moving so slow. Come on, there we go. All right, let me get this one. Okay, 1 second here. Let me grab it. Share. No, I don't want that. Share screen. Oh, Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. Now, when Andre sent me this one, what's up, Snuggles? When Andre sent me this one, I couldn't believe my eyes. Okay, I couldn't. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It's amazing how they oh, let me put, because you guys like to see my face. 1 second. There we go. All right. Apparently I make facial expressions that I didn't know I did. All right. The title of this article is this: Why 2022 is the year student loans could be linked to your 401k accounts. They getting that money. They getting that money. To me, and this is for those of you guys that are new. What I'm going to do is translate this for you. The site I'm gonna translate from your version of capitalism to psychological capitalism. Okay. Now, everything has been paused for over a year. You guys haven't been making student loan payments for over a year. You think the people that have money, the wealthy, are just going to lose out on their money? No, they're not. No, you are going to pay. You're paying. They don't. You lose. You lose. All right, so let's read through this article, and I'm going to translate from regular capitalism to psychological capitalism. Okay. All right, so just the title alone tells me they're about to make up for all that money lost from being paused. Okay. All right. Retirement reform advocates in Washington have had a bumpy 2021. Okay, whatever that means. Multiple efforts to help people save more efficiently. They're going to help you guys save because they worry about you debt slaves. Okay, they're worried about you. Okay, they're going to help you save. But remember, you guys have no money. You can't save anything when you're in debt. Nothing. You can't put money into retirement accounts, HSAs. You have no money to put any money anywhere. You're in debt. And if you don't understand what I mean, open up your calculator, put in, I'm going to do the car payment thing, okay? Because you guys, the majority of you guys have car payments. Open up the calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance and hit equal. That's how much money you have to put into your retirement account right there. Look at the calculator and you go, whoa, how can I put negative dollars into my retirement account? You can't, debt slave. You can't. Okay. All right. So multiple, including one informally called Secure 2.0, seems to be on track for passage before Congress. Other efforts crowded them out. I don't know what that means. Okay, whatever. But the effort may gain renewed traction in 2022 in a recent. Now, I'm going to be reading kind of slow because I need to translate what they're really saying, because you guys don't know. You guys don't know what you're saying, because put it this way. If you're in debt and you don't know how much debt you're in, you don't know what they're saying because you're in debt. If you don't know how much debt you're in, you don't know what they're saying. All right. Because you don't know, you can't save for retirement while you're in debt. That's 100% impossible, okay, according to the laws of mathematics. All right, but the effort may gain renewed traction in 2022 in a recent webinar co-hosted by Yahoo Finance and the Bipartisan Policy Center rep Fred Keller. I think they throw out all these titles to make you guys believe whatever they're about to tell you, okay? Because if they give you big financial sounding titles, you guys will believe it more. Okay. I think it's in quotes. I think our chance for success in the upcoming year to get the Secure 2.0 on the books is pretty positive. Okay, whatever. Kelly and other lawmakers have focused on one particular provision, linking retirement savings to student loan debt. Okay, the idea is to allow businesses to contribute to employees' retirement accounts when workers make their. The idea is to allow businesses to contribute to employees' retirement accounts when workers make their student loan payments. In other words, if you put $100 towards your student loan, your company can match it up with up to $100 going into a retirement plan like a 401k. Now, remember, you guys don't have $100 to put anywhere. Okay. So $100 towards you. So in other words, I don't know what Okay, in other words, if you put $100, if you pay $100 towards your student loan debt, your company will match it up to $100 going into a retirement account. They must get some tax break there because it makes no sense. Because why don't you just go like this? Hey, business, instead of putting it into my retirement account, why don't you just give it straight to the student loan place? Just bypass me. Don't worry about my retirement account. Give it straight to them. They're going to be like, hell no. No, we're not doing that. We're going to do what the government said we do, okay? Because that statement right there, it makes absolutely no mathematical sense at all, okay? The proposed law would help young people. Oh, they're going after the young people, okay? Young people avoid missing out on years of valuable 401k matches. You guys are not getting any match because you have no money. You can't match anything. You cannot match negative dollars. Currently, because they get tax breaks for putting you guys in 401k plans. Okay, that's what it really is. All right, they just get tax breaks. All right. Currently, many people put off retirement saving in their early years, even as experts often note that those exact years of savings are valuable. Well, okay, whatever. What's up, Nick? Okay, here we go with the given the power of I missed that part. Okay, currently many people put off retirement saving early years as experts often note that the exact same years of saving are most valuable given the power of compound interest. Don't worry about compound interest, debt slaves, because you guys have no money to compound doing anything. You cannot compound negative dollars. This is okay. What you guys listen, what you guys don't know is this. Compound interest, there's negative compound interest and there's positive compound interest. When you pay interest, it's negative compound interest for you. It's positive compound interest for the bank. Let me say that one more time. There's two kinds of compound interest. There's negative compound interest and there's positive compound interest. If you are paying interest, that's negative compound interest for you. That's positive compound interest for the bank. Okay, remember that. Okay. Data from bank rates suggest that college graduates with student loans often have to delay their priorities. 34%. Why they put it in words? Why they do that? 34% report having delayed emergency savings. 23% say they have delayed buying a home, and 29% say have delayed retirement. You guys have no money to do anything. That's why they throw all these percentage rates in here, because you guys don't, when they throw percentage rates and numbers and stuff like that, they know you guys don't understand it. You know why? Because you don't even know how much debt you're in. How are you going to understand that if you don't know how much debt you're in? You guys cannot retire when you're in debt. You cannot save for retirement when you're in debt. You can't compound anything. Let's see. The idea to allow simultaneous loan payments and the idea to allow simultaneous loan payments and retirement savings has bounced around for Washington. You can't do that. But it's not, listen, it's not their job to tell you that. If you don't know about your own money, that's your problem. Okay. If you don't trust mathematics, that is your problem. They all taught us this in grade school. They all taught us this. All right. Loan payments, retirement savings bounced around Washington for years. Support from Republicans as well as Democrats like Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon. It has nothing to do with politics. Open up, listen, log into your account. Look how much money you got in the bank and ask yourself, what does that have to do with politics? It doesn't, nothing. When you look at your bank account, you say to yourself, is that Democrat or Republican? When you look at your bank balance, this is what you say to yourself. Is that Democrat? You look at the amount. Is that Democrat or Republican? Does that make sense to you? Nothing. It don't mean anything. Okay. Get out of that. All right. For his part, Keller thinks 2022 could be the moment for this idea. Sound like it is. Sound like it's going to be. Sound like it's going to be. Okay. There's a lot of support for employers because they understand. Oh, I bet it is for employers. You better believe businesses are going to be all over this, all over it. I guarantee you They are talking to the businesses and say, if you guys do this, you guys will get ginormous tax breaks. Ginormous. The business is going to be like, hell yeah, hell yeah. Business make sure the workforce. Okay, wait. There's a lot of support from employers because they understand the importance of making sure that their workforce is secure. You better believe it. Because if the workforce is not secure, business don't exist. Of course. Okay. Those not fully on board with the idea note that 1/3 of private sector workers don't have access to retirement planning at work. Therefore, they argue a student loan and 401k feature wouldn't necessarily help Americans, especially those on the lower end of the income spectrum. It has nothing to do with that. Why aren't we fixing the tax code so that employers can actually just pay people student loans directly rather than try to do this roundabout system? Jennifer Brown and a researcher from Unidos US told Yahoo Finance 2019, because hell no, they won't get no tax breaks. All right. But Keller calls this a positive step to help recent students. I bet it is. This to me, okay, it's in quotes. This to me is a thing that I think everybody can get behind because it's incentivizing people to save. And the important part about this is it's not something where the government has to come up with money to put into this like you would have to do in forgiveness and so forth. They're never going to do forgiveness, so they're not going to put money into anything, okay? I don't know. I see why they throw that in there. They do. Hey, man, I want to say they do you debt slave so dirty, but you do it to yourself by not trusting the calculator. You do it to yourself. Our system is not doing anything to anybody. If you want to thrive in a capitalist system, all you have to do is trust the calculator. That's it. That's all you got to do. Significant reform to just the title. Keller, who opposes student loan forgiveness? Nobody. Of course, they're begging for it. See the way they put that stuff in there? Who opposes student loan forgiveness? There's no debt slave on earth that would oppose that. Says the proposed Secure 2.0 says the proposed Secure 2.0 reforms are a sustainable model for how to help students that has a good chance of passage, that have a good chance. Okay. I look forward to doing everything we can to get this across the finish line. And it's going to get across, believe that, with hardly any work at all. Okay. Other provisions in the legislation called the Securing a Strong Retirement Act of 2021 concern raising the required minimum distribution age when people must start taking money out of their private retirement plans, as well as measure to push employers to automatically enroll new employees into retirement plans. You guys won't even have a choice. You get a job, they're going to automatically enroll you into a retirement account even when you have no money at all. If you have a student loan debt, you have no money to put into a retirement account. You got $0. But when you get a job, what you need, they're going to automatically take it from money that you don't even have. Why do you think that is? That's what they do to debt slaves, okay? In late 2019, Congress passed Secure 1.0, the first major retirement legislation in years, including 401k provisions, to help part-time workers save and improve access annuities, among other changes. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, House Ways and Means ranking member Kevin Brady listed further retirement reforms as one of his top priorities in 2022, noting that the Secure 2.0 has bipartisan support and would be another significant reform to retirement savings. He expressed hope that it could get done in the coming 12 months. So they're trying to push this through within the year. Oops, dang it. Sorry, you guys, I threw this on. Okay. For now, student debtors have a reprieve from paying off their federal student loans. The U.S. government paused federal student loan repayments through January. Okay, this is old before. Oh, wait. In response to the pandemic, President Biden recently, okay, so they did put that in there. All right, let's close this one. They're getting that money. See, you guys think the pause was beneficial. You think they're just going to lose out on their money? No, they're not. No, they're not. It doesn't matter if they start if they had started stop the pause in February and moved it to May. You guys are still not going to have any money in May. It doesn't matter. You guys are steady begging for forgiveness, like slaves beg for forgiveness. Only person that gets you out of student loan debt is you. You are the only one that can free yourself. You have to free yourself. Like me, other SMD family members, you have to pay your student loan debt off. There is no other way. All right, let's get to this other one. Let me see. All right, here's one. Oops, I got to bring it up. 1 second here. All right. This one was brought to my attention by Grayside, SMD family member Grayside, right? All right. It doesn't seem fair. The title, okay, already tells me it's debt slaves talking. This is a quote from a debt slave. It doesn't seem fair. I have $131,000 in student loans and I can't afford my life. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? You can't afford your life? Whose fault is that? Who is supposed to do something about that? Okay. Despite making $110,000 a year gross, that's not really $110,000. That is gross. Gross is, and some of you guys probably, I know everybody seems like everybody should know what gross means. Gross means before taxes are taken out of your check. That's how much a year. How to get out of student loan debt faster. There's no speed. Whenever you hear somebody come across you and say, hey man, I'm trying to get out of debt fast, there's got to be a debt slave, because getting out of debt is not a speed. And a big old picture of money so you guys can really, so they can get you guys visually. You'll see $100 bill, because you guys don't understand. It's just paper. See that $100 bill you guys see right here in the picture? Do you know they made that for 14 cents? 14 cents. Now, here's another glitch in the debt majors. You're going to be like, well, wait a minute. If they made it for 14 cents, why do I believe it's 100? I don't know, because you live in the psychological capitalism. I don't know. Hey, they make it for 14, they hand it to you and say, now it's worth 100. If you believe it, you just believe it. I'm now 39 and in a better place in my life than I was roughly 10 years ago. 1 second, when I decided to take, okay, hold up. I'm 39 in a better place in my life than I was 10 years ago. When I decided to take out over $100,000 in student loan to attend a food policy and nutrition master program for $100,000. Now think about it. If this man had $100,000 in the bank, do you really believe he would have pulled out $100,000 to pay for this class? Probably not. Probably would have said, nah, I ain't doing that. But it's different when you ain't got the money and it's student loan debt. And they make it so easy for you guys. Hey, while you're in school, you don't have to worry about paying us back. Don't even worry about any payments while you're in school. They'll be like, oh, hell yeah, I'll do that. And then when I land that great job, guess what? I'll pay it back then. No, you won't. No, you won't. The program was the only master's program I got into. You better believe it. 100 grand, you better believe you got into it, okay? And I didn't care what the cost was. I didn't even look at what I was signing at 39. So can you imagine what they do to 18-year-olds? If a 39-year-old man didn't look at it, didn't care, can you imagine the abuse that they do to an 18-year-old? Now in total, between my undergrad loans, because he's saying he already had student loan debt before he got into this master's program. So in total, between my undergrad and my grad loans, I owe $131,000. Some of the loans are federal and some of them are private. One of those companies charges an interest rate of 6%, though most of my loans are on pause now, thanks to the federal government. He's giving thanks like they're doing him a favor or something. I'm worried about what will happen when that stops. What are you worried about? What do you mean? When it stops, that means you got to pay. You didn't know you were going to have to pay the student loan? They act like it was a shock. Oh my God, they're going to start back up. What am I going to do? What do you mean? What do you mean? What about when your mortgage is due? Do you say, oh man, I forgot that I had to pay it in 30 days? Okay, I'm worried about what will happen when it stops. Okay, the loan payments are too expensive. Okay, even though I'm now a nutrition and public health consultant who works on a contractual basis, and I make $110,000 a year gross. But our mortgage costs 11. Oh, what'd you do, dude? You bought a house with you. You knew you was getting $100,000 in student loan debt, but you decided to go ahead and get a $1,100 a month mortgage. Okay, daycare is about the same. And listen, car payments. Notice the payments is in plural. Payments. That means he has two. Or as he would have just said, my car payment is $400, but he's saying car payments are $400. So he got him and his wife a car, $400. Otherwise, I feel we live very frugally. You do? What do you mean? I don't get what you mean. We even bathe our son in Tupperware tub because our bathroom. Why you have to tell us that you bathe your kid in the Tupperware tub? Maybe you shouldn't have bought the house. If you have to bathe your kid in the Tupperware tub, that means you shouldn't have bought the house that you're in. What are you talking about? Because our bathroom, that's for sympathy, though. That's for you guys to read and say, oh, my God, he has to bathe his kid in the Tupperware. Because our bathroom needs to be renovated, but we don't have the money for it. Duh, I know that. You got $100,000 in student loan debt, of course. What you mean? We can't even afford as it is to contribute to retirement. You see how debt slaves think they can contribute? They think, listen, debt slaves think they can buy, while having $100,000 in student loan debt, buy a house, finance a car, and contribute to retirement. They borrow the money, and then I can't afford to pay it back. What do you mean? No, you can't afford the house and the cars. That's what you can't. You can't have kids. You can't be having kids with $100,000 in student loan debt. We can contribute to retirement, trying to contribute to retirement or pay some much needed dental work. Oh man, he's just going on and on. I honestly don't know what are we going to do when my loans become unfrozen. How can I get out of debt faster? You can't. Now listen to this. Now I read this article. whoever Erin is, I'm assuming they're going to tell us she must be a financial professional, but listen to the advice she's going to give this person. First up, you're not alone in feeling overwhelmed by student loan debt. Of course not. There's $1.86 trillion of it. Of course he's not alone. Duh. And you're doing this, and you're doing some things right. Like what? Tell me. Limiting the mortgage and the car loan, which are both well within your range for your income level, says Mitchell C. Hockenberry, a certified financial planner at 1440 Financial Partners in Kansas City. Now, this professional said this guy is doing it right with $100,000, saying his mortgage and his car payments are within his. They do you debt slaves so dirty. Ooh, they do you guys so dirty. They hear you walking in the office with your chains dragging through the door, clang, 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 getting caught up in the door as it closed, the ding, clang, clang, because your chains are caught in the door. With your low mortgage and other seemingly reasonable expenses, you should see if there is more money. What? Seemingly reasonable expenses. You should see if there is more money to put towards debt payments. Even if there's not, once the daycare stops, you will have that money to be more aggressive, to more aggressively pay down debts. Ooh, that's the advice. Let me repeat this so you guys don't get caught up in this company. Says Mitchell C. Hockenberry, a certified financial planner at 1440 Financial Partners in Kansas City. Obviously, Mitchell C. Hockenberry is either in debt or they're just doing good business. It could be it could be two things, okay? They're just Mitchell's in debt or it's just business, okay? It's two reasons, okay? The next question is whether to The next question is to refinance loans to save money. Not finance once, but refinance again to save money. But first, consider that right now your federal loan payments are on pause through May 2022, and that you should be careful about refinancing a federal loan, that's some good advice, into a private loan, as you will lose some of the federal loan protections such as income-based repayment and oh God. If you put your student loans into income-based repayment and forgiveness options, you know what you're saying to yourself? I am admitting that I'm going to be a debt slave until I'm dead. Because those programs last between 10 to 25 years. If you put your student loans into that, you're telling the government, I'm never going to pay off my student loans ever. I'm going to keep them my entire life and I will pay you my entire life. That's what they say. They're never going to forgive your student loans. Okay. Oh, look, you can get details on how to refinance, you can get details on how much a refinance could save you here. Click business. But Ethan Miller, the founder of Washington, D.C. based financial, there they go, throwing them big ass titles out there for you guys to believe them. Okay. Financial planning firm Planning for Progress says Erin should likely refinance some of her private loans as rates are pretty low right now. Okay. See the lowest fixed student loan refinance rates. You can qualify here. Business, baby. It's just business. Hey, if you don't trust a calculator, that's your problem. Okay. All right. If you feel confident in your income and you know you'll have a job for many years, how you gonna know that? How you gonna know you're gonna have a job for many years? How you know that? Who tells you that? The crystal ball? Who's telling you that? Okay, whatever. Nobody knows that, says Miller. It'd be the best option, says Miller. Okay, whoever Miller is. All right. There are other options as well, says Hockenberry. Berry. Is there a possibility to take oh God. Is there a possibility to take a cash out refi? I need to get some alcohol up in here. Because you guys, man, they be doing you guys so dirty. Interest rates are low. Housing prices have soared. Perhaps she could use the cash to pay down some debt. So listen, maybe she can refi. If they talk about a she or he, perhaps she can use the cash to pay. Perhaps you can borrow some money, go deeper in debt to pay off debt. That ain't make any sense. Makes no sense. None. Zero. You think you're going to go deeper in debt to pay off debt? That doesn't make sense. According to what? The laws of mathematics or the company? The company. Though, of course, she needs to be sure she can repay that or she risks losing her house. She obviously cannot repay it. She can't. And she doesn't own a house because she has a mortgage. Though for some borrowers, student loan forgiveness may be an option, it does not sound like Aaron would qualify for a loan forgiveness. Okay, so Aaron is the person. Okay, got it. Sound like Aaron would qualify for a loan forgiveness program like public student loan forgiveness, as she's a contractor at a government agency, not a full-time employee, explains Miller. See details on loan forgiveness cancellation. Man, they be throwing all the business. Click here. See if you qualify. Okay. I get it. Hey, man, it's business. Congratulations, Market Watch. Congratulations. But if she looks at her budget, she may find extra money to pay down her debt faster. No, she don't. She got no money. What are you talking about? Money where? She's $100,000 in student loan debt. She has no money anywhere. Refinancing at least some of her loans, refinance the student loans at today's rates could make the payments more manageable, and a cash out refi on her home may be another option. Best of luck. Best of luck, Aaron. Best of luck. Any comments down here? Oh, let's see this. I didn't go into the comments. Let's see what the advice people are giving her. The people like her. Okay, let's see. 110,000 take home from even at Cali would be 75. Blah blah blah. Subtract mortgage, daycare. That still leaves $3,000 a month for entertainment, debt payment, or other expenses. The see if there is money to put towards debt payment should be easy to find. Then again, that did not even look what I was signing. Probably is not really doing well at the financial. 110 is her only salary. What about the husband's salary? I make 120,000 in California and I can't afford a home. My mortgage expenses would be above 4,000. Who am I? Okay, that's just crying. I don't feel like reading that stuff more. What cash? It's just, man. Well, I tell you. Read now. Let me put these articles. Oh, I closed it, didn't I? Crap. I'll put the links to the articles inside of the details of the video when this is over. But do you see what they do to you guys? When you don't trust the calculator, you get financially abused. First, you have to know that you're a debt slave living in a debt matrix. First, you have to have the ability to see negative numbers psychologically. Once you understand that, and then you'll take a step back and you'll understand all capitalist countries are psychological. Capitalist economies are psychological. You guys have to believe you guys own stuff with no money of your own. You must believe that you can buy houses with student loan debt. That's 20-year-old student loan debt, 10, 15-year-old student loan debt. They work for the bank, Nick. It's business, baby. It's business. These financial advisors, they probably got certifications. You probably walk into their offices. They probably got their college degrees on the wall. All the things that debt slaves do, they all do the same thing. All of them. All of them. What'd you say up here, Nick? Make more money is the answer. Then you have to have the courage, the discipline to pay. Yeah, you gotta have. Do you know how much? Like when I was getting out of debt, do you know the discipline that I had to have? I moved out of my fancy high-rise apartment. I sold my Lexus, sold everything in my fancy apartment, sold it on Craigslist, whatever, sold everything, and then moved into a room in my sister's house. I had to humble myself. Even back then, when I would date, I stopped dating, because when you date, the first thing they do is ask you, hey, what do you do? All right, cool. I had no problem, because what I did was, I was a computer engineer, right? But then they say, hey, let's go back to your place where you live. And I got to say my sister's house. Oh, well, if I'm 42 or 3, and I'm living with my sister, the first thing I'll think, oh, he must be broke. He don't got no money. I didn't feel like dealing with all that. So I just chilled, man. I don't feel like dealing with any of that. I don't want to deal with none of that. What's up, Omanike?
Hey, what's up? I hope you can hear me because I'm outside.
I can. It kind of looks delayed, but I can still hear you.
Okay. I just want to say this is what I heard from just a stranger, a co-worker. Because you know how, sorry, all the noise. You know how you've been saying that right now they student loans, even though it's in deferment?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I heard that they can't. They won't let them.
They won't let them.
I don't know if that's
went
true.
In and out. What?
Okay, sorry. That they won't let them pay on their student loans now.
Well, people have been paying on their student loans. What do you mean?
They have been during the deferment?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, then that means either she was lying and didn't know what she was talking about, or her kid was lying to her.
Right. No, people have been taking advantage of the deferment right now. They've been paying off their student loans faster because there is no interest accruing. So they're paying them off quicker right now. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so maybe the chick was lying, or she didn't know what she, or her kid was lying.
Slave-splaining.
Okay.
Slave-splaining.
All right.
No, this is the time
I'm
to pay them
enjoying
off
myself
right
here. Huh?
This is the
you
time
say?
to pay them off.
Yes, it is. Now's the time to knock it out. If you can pay it off, y'all need to pay that shit off. Yes. What I think is going to happen, because they know these millennials want to save up money. They know they want to do Bitcoin and all that. So they're telling them, oh, yeah, open up a 401k. This is just what I think. And then the government is in cahoots with employees, because you know it's going to be in fine print, but they don't want to read. They're going to gank the money. They're going to take the money from the 401k and say, oh, you didn't want to pay? You owe. Watch.
Oh, yeah, they're going, I think, yeah, pretty soon. And that's when I read that article. They're going to tie. That's how they're going to tie it together. Yeah. They're going to have access to that money. You watch. They're going,
exactly.
They're not going to, because they know if they haven't paid their student loan payments for over a year and a half going on 2, they're never going to ever catch up. They're never going to catch up, right? And so they got to get that money somehow. So they're going to tie that to the retirement accounts and get that bread.
And probably the reason they're going to do that is because they're going to reduce Social Security. Because now if you're an elder and you owe money, if you get Social Security, they're taking it from that. So these millennials, think about it. We don't know we're going to have Social Security. So they got to get their money somehow. Might as well get it from their 401k. They're smart.
They're getting their money. They're not taking the same way like the mortgage moratorium. You see how they did? They brought out the 40-year loans so they can refi into the 40-year loans. They're going to get all that money back. So they're going to get all that money back. They're getting it back.
They need to pay it off.
They getting that bread. They getting that bread.
All I can say, I paid it off. Other people paid it off. They got to pay it off.
It is what it is. I mean, when I watch them do what they do, it's like a Picasso painting. I mean, it's beautiful how they do it. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful how they do it. They do it so smooth. It's just wow. It's like because when that happens, I always said to myself, how are they going to get that money back? And then they come out with this plan. I'm like, damn, that's how they did it. Okay, pretty smooth.
They're gonna get them.
We ain't part of that nonsense anymore.
We're not.
That's done.
We're just on the outside looking.
Outside looking in. We now know capitalist economies are psychological. So they believe what they believe.
Look, after that fiasco with my cousin that I told her, remember I lowered my mask? I'm not telling anybody anything. Like my nephew, I told you he have a student loan. I don't tell him anything, nothing. I leave them all alone.
How is it at work now? Do you just stay to yourself? You just don't talk about that kind of stuff, or?
Oh, I don't talk.
Okay.
Let me tell you, since you want to talk about that. It's a young man. He's a traveler like I am. And he told me how he closed on a house. He's 34. He's like, he's so glad he got his first house. It's a condo. Okay. So he's driving back and forth to work. Because he don't want to buy, get into a hotel because he want to save up that money. I'm like, oh, okay, congratulations. And he said it after 2 years. I thought said he's going to sell it because he said he doesn't like staying in the same place. But he's just going to rent it out or whatever. I guess he's going to rent it out because it's a condo, so he can't do Airbnb there.
Oh.
I was like,
they can't do Airbnb on condos? I didn't know if they could.
Not the condo where he is. The HOA won't allow it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he has someone in there who's going to move in to help pay rent.
I mean, see, even listen to this. Even listen to that. He's paying for something, but he has to still listen to the rules of somebody else, and he's supposed to be the owner of the condo. People don't even listen to that. They don't.
But he's not an owner.
You could do anything you want with it, right? But you got a committee telling you something that you can't do in a property you supposedly own. Nah.
No, and he'll never own it because even if you pay off the mortgage, which he just signed December 1st, you always have those HOA fees.
Yes.
Which will go nothing but up, never down.
Right.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I would never live in a place with an HOA. I'm not going to buy something and have a committee tell me what I can and cannot do with my property. I'll never do that ever.
Right. So I'm just like, okay. So he drives back from Palm Coast to Orlando, which is an hour drive.
Oh, an hour drive? Okay.
Yeah, in traffic.
In traffic.
Every day.
Okay. Every day.
Yeah, a day. That's what I'm saying. We're on training mode. We just started with training. So he's driving back and forth, and his shift is going to be from 2 to midnight.
Every
working
day.
4 days on and 3 days off.
No, thank you.
But he don't want to stay in a hotel. He could get a hotel here. He'll make enough money, but he doesn't want to because he want to pocket that extra. But what extra? Because he has a $100,000 mortgage plus HOA fees. That's what he got to pay.
I wonder what type of mortgage you got. Probably got an FHA mortgage, probably.
Probably. I didn't ask. I'm not asking.
It sounds like FHA. That's what it sounds like to me.
Probably so.
Yeah.
But he's been a traveler for a while, so he saved up money. Whatever. Look, whatever.
I'm
what staying out of it.
That's what he said.
Because guess how long it takes me to get to work?
How long?
5 minutes.
5.
Loving it.
Now, you still drive or you walk? Is it that close?
Oh, I drive.
Okay.
Because it's a road and you have to pass under 95. I drive. Right. Just make a U-turn, boom, you're right there. Not even 5 minutes.
You said 5
minutes.
It's
like 2 miles.
5 minutes. Crazy. That's what I'm talking about.
No, not even 2 miles. Maybe a mile.
Now, do you do the same thing, 4 on, 3 off? You do that too?
Yeah, after training, I'm going to do 4 on, 3 off.
And 4 on is what, 12-hour days?
10-hour days.
10-hour days. Okay.
So my shift is going to be from 8 to 6:30. 8 in the morning to 6:30.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, they're going to have me off Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So you're going to be there New Year's?
Yeah, I'm going to be at the beach. The beach is only 10 minutes away.
Nice. Oh, is that the beach that you were walking on the other day? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to be eating and drinking and partying. That's it.
All right.
Now they have me working one Saturday. That's the last day when I leave.
Gotcha.
12 hours.
You just work during the week.
Yeah, that's the schedule they gave me, but they have me working only one Saturday, which is the last day I leave.
Gotcha.
Because,
Gotcha.
because somebody have to leave. So, hey, they want off. So they're going to give me 12 hours on that last day when my assignment is over.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
That's a Saturday. Okay. So, I mean, so what? I have all that time off,
Right.
Go to
Saturday is
New
Year's Day Saturday, right? It sure is. I'm looking at it.
Huh?
New Year's Day is Saturday, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be off.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Monique. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it.
All right. Yep.
All
Keep doing what you do.
Hey, I can't stop. This is it. I'm going to do it till I'm dead.
Okay. I'm a Cash App. All right. Bye.
Well, if nobody else wants to come up, I'm going to exit this and let's see, let me get rid of that. Now, again, I'll put the links to the articles I've read today into the details of this video, and then you guys can reread them. Because it's more for you. Hey, Snuggles, it's more for you guys. I just, I don't really be talking the way I used to talk no more because it's just a way. Again, this is for you guys. I already know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm doing. I'm just here to share my gift, really. And I know a lot of people don't come up because finances are scary. People don't want to face them. People love talking about gossip, because gossip channels allow people to escape their lives for a little while, at least for however long the show is on, 2-3 hours. You get to escape your own life and talk about somebody else's life for 2 or 3 hours. That's why gossip channels are so popular, because they get to escape. Because once you find yourself and you know who you are, and then you listen to gossip channels, it's like somebody scratching on the chalkboard because it's irrelevant. It's like, why are you talking about other people? What about you? What about yourself? So, not a big deal. Trust me, I love what I do. Oh, I did? Oh, it didn't show up here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Omanike, for the Cash App. Thank you very much. $1,000. Psych. What's up, Robert?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Doing good. I ain't gonna keep you long, but I was gonna say was what you just said about how the gossip sites. You'll be so proud of me. I don't even watch them.
How to what?
I don't watch that gossip stuff no more.
Oh, gotcha.
It's been at least like 4 to 5 months. I unsubscribed from them and everything, and I just finding out, man, that it's very peaceful when you get away from all of that. Yeah, I was watching your videos while I was at work.
You just can't connect with that. It just doesn't. It's like a waste of time,
It is. It's like, it's just I got more important things to do. It's just the same thing over and over again. Like, okay, this woman likes a certain type of guy. I mean, whatever. I had to tell a guy at work this. It's like, look, man, it doesn't matter. Like, she gonna make her mistakes or whatever issue it is. It ain't nothing you can do. You talking to a brick wall.
You know what it is, Robert? This is what it is. Once you find yourself, like S&D family members, you're not going to date anybody that hasn't found themselves. So it's not even, you don't even want to listen to it. Are they in debt? Okay. And then it doesn't matter what they look like, where they live, their job, nothing.
Yep.
Especially if you find out they got $100,000 in student loan debt. We might as well just stop talking.
Pretty much. Yeah. I had one of my coworkers said that she doing some refinancing on her house. So instead of talking, I was just like, oh, okay. And I just moved on to something else. Like, okay. She brought it up herself, but that's like I didn't ask in detail, none of that nature, because it's like it has to be that way.
Yeah, and you know, so crazy. It's have you been doing that more and more so you can get comfortable with it?
Yes.
Good.
I've been doing it way more. It's like I had started learning how to just to be peaceful in my own head and just be chilling. Don't get involved in their business. Don't ask them questions. If they say something strange, just ignore it. I put on my alien mask and pretend I don't see nobody. It's a wonderful feeling, man. I don't know what you did to me, man, but them gems you've been giving out to me, man, saved me.
I'm telling you, man, I bet you, we always talk about this. I bet you everybody around you, especially at work, they know you're different. They can't, they can't figure out how or why, but they know Robert's different.
Man, it's like, why are you always smiling? Why are you always in a good mood? And I had one lady, she was like, nobody here likes you, right? I was like, whatever.
I don't care. Care.
I'm like, she's like, because you be asking dumb questions to the managers at work. Oh, you mean about raises and bonuses and things that I can benefit from?
Those are considered dumb questions.
Yeah, but about the 401ks and stuff. On breaks when I watch the stock market, it's like, oh Lord, there he go watching the stock market again. They be like, well, they don't know that the reason I'm watching it is to understand the purpose of why I exist.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not watching it for I buy stocks here. I'd be like, so that's how it functions.
Yes. Again, they don't know. Like I always say, they don't know the stock market couldn't exist without them. It's them. Yeah, they are supporting the companies within the stock market. They don't know that though. Exactly. Without them, the stock market couldn't exist.
It sure couldn't. Neither could cryptocurrency. And it's amazing like how when you watch the stock market, they got all these different forms of cryptocurrencies up, they show if Bitcoin dropped $3,000 and stuff, and people be getting scared. I'm like, it's not real.
It's not real. They got the numbers flashing across the bottom, like make it look really important too. Ooh, look at those numbers. They're just flying across the bottom. I was like, they don't mean anything. They don't mean nothing.
It's not tangible.
Nope. You turn to them and say, do you know what that means? No. Do you have student loan debt? Yeah. That's why you don't know what it means.
Exactly.
You have student loan debt.
But I don't know what like I said, I don't know what you did to me, man, but I praise you for it.
Well, now you know the capitalist economies are psychological. That's what it is. We know it's psychological. It's all in if you really take a step back, you really understand that they own nothing.
They sure don't.
Nothing. The car they drive, houses, vacations, where they own nothing, can't buy anything. Do you think, imagine the red pill they would have to swallow to accept that?
Oh man. They might shoot up the workplace.
They might go into a depression. Yeah. Some might even take their own lives, man. That's serious business. It's serious business. Serious business. You imagine being in a house for 15, 20 years, and then you wake up and realize you don't own the house at all. No equity, nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be near that person for a few weeks.
Right.
I'm being honest.
It's serious, man. I would think, especially an older person, because I couldn't imagine, you wake up at my age, 52, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've been living in a debt matrix all your life, and you wake up and you really realize you have $100,000 in student loan debt. The older people, I would say, you know what? I strongly suggest After you learn from me, you get some counseling.
Yeah.
I mean, dead serious. They might look at me like I'm crazy. What you mean? I promise you, it'll be strongly advised to get some counseling.
Yeah, because they're going to need it.
They're going to need it. Because I couldn't imagine waking up at 52. If I woke up at this age, 42 was old enough, but I still had room. I still had my job, blah, 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 right? But at 52, with $100,000 in student loan debt, oh, man.
Yeah, my coworker, he was telling about his wife, where they going to do a separation, and she put him in so much debt. And I mean, I wasn't ready to spill the red pill to him, but I was like, you're going to have to basically take care of that. Like, it's like like credit cards, the same old stuff. And I was just like, he gave me some books and stuff, and I was just telling him that you're going to have to take this step by step. It's no way you're going to do it all at once.
How old is he?
He's older than me. He's 42.
Okay.
Yeah, he still got some time because he don't have children.
I say 45 is the deadline for waking up.
Yeah.
45, because 42-ish, I started waking up. I knew something was wrong. I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't seem right. And then luckily I found Dave Ramsey. And when I say, thank God Dave Ramsey followed through with his dreams, or else I don't know how I would have got out.
Yeah. I was 37 when I woke up. It was like near the end of my marriage, and all the hardship I went through, but I'm glad I went through it because I found you, and you saved my life. That's why I keep saying, man, this is not only a superpower, but this is serious business, man.
I don't know if I asked you this before. Does your kid's mom know you're different too? Can she tell?
Yes. I don't like, for example, I don't like getting her personal business like that, but it's like she see me more happier.
That's what I mean. Nothing to do with, I'm just saying with you personally.
Yeah, she's like, you more happy. That's like, I'm just free. I had to free myself.
Right.
I don't say that. That's like now after everything that I went through, and when I told her I had to get my car fixed, a while back, she was like, that your car is just a bucket of boats. But but then when she had the same problems with her car, instead of just saying something back to her, I'd just be like, well, you gotta get it fixed up.
Right.
It's like I avoided the whole
don't even say nothing negative back. Exactly. Nope. Nothing. Yeah.
It's like that's how far evolved that I came. It's like it's no need. It's like that's how far this journey has taken me.
Yeah, I sometimes I always try to picture myself back. If I was this person back when I was mixed up in my baby mama drama stuff, I'd have been a totally different dude, man. Totally different.
Yeah. But now, trusting the calculator, believing in myself, and staying away from negative people, it's like a huge weight has been lifted off of me.
Well, that's automatic. You staying away from negative people. That's like a default. You know what I'm saying? You just don't allow it.
Yep. You don't respond to it, and I didn't respond to it. I just like, okay, so I got it fixed up, and then she drives good now. But at the end of the day, I could say this: I own it.
Right.
Long as I own it, that's good enough for me.
Good enough, because you got the money to fix. See, that's the problem with people don't understand. When you're debt free and you own your car, if it breaks down, you have the money to fix it.
Yep.
You can put a new part in it, even if the engine blows. You could say, oh, just put a new engine in it. Call me when it's done.
Yeah, that's what I do now. The people be like, how are you so patient? It took like 9 hours to get this car fixed, and you just standing here chilling. Yeah.
Right.
It's just, yeah.
Right. Now, my patience is very different now. You're right. I always make sure if because it always, every now and then something will try to take you away, right?
Yeah.
I always remember, like, I was watching this one, I think it was a woman. She says, look at it as being the blue sky. So every now and then clouds will come through, which is the negative energy. They come and float past. They come and go, right? If you decide to get on a cloud, that's on you, right? Yep. But if you do, because sometimes it happens. Sometimes you'll get on a cloud without knowing that you're getting on a cloud. But as long as you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm on the cloud. Let me return being the blue sky. It'll pass, and then you just back to you.
Yep. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you bring up, like, you strongly recommend counseling. I did, like, earlier this year, like when my mom passed, I went to counseling twice.
Okay.
First was because of depression. Second was like during my divorce, and I found out the real and then, but at the same time, I was going to counseling. I was listening to you a lot. Like I was going back listening to your older videos. And I was, cause that's how I first found you. I first found you through O'Shea, through
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, the Battlefield
Yep.
Awards.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I first found about you, and I looked you up, and I started listening to you during that time frame, and that saved me.
And you know, so crazy that you bring that up. That Manosphere. It was so crazy. Is this? I didn't even know I was part of that world. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They just automatically put, and then I won that award. They voted for me as best financial blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't really. It's crazy, but they don't really agree with what I say, or it's just bananas. It makes no sense to me.
It's not
But
gonna
I
make
was
sense.
happy to get the award. I was happy to get
Yeah,
it, but it's just crazy. It's weird.
that's how I first found out about you. Then I started watching your videos, just watching them, like binge watching them a lot. Not the older ones you did at the beginning, but like some of the like Life After Bankruptcy. I looked at a lot of those, and then when you first did about cryptocurrency, that would actually woke me up to being aware of the matrix.
The what? The cryptocurrency ones?
Yes,
Oh.
the very first ones you did.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot.
Yeah, you have lots. I'm talking about the very first one you did, the very
Okay.
first one, and then the ones about bankruptcy, and that's when I was like, oh wait a minute, so it doesn't exist. That's when I
Ah.
woke up. So
See,
yeah,
if you were listening, that means you were like me. Okay. That means you knew something was wrong, but you couldn't put your finger on it.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like, but I didn't know what was wrong. It was like I was working a lot, like I was working 60 hours a week, but it was like I was never getting ahead.
Gotcha.
And then I found out why. It was that my ex was in a lot of debt, and then I was married to her, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
all that debt compounded onto me.
Right. Right. And see, that was me. I was making six figures, but I was still living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I'm like, man, something
Making
ain't.
$160,000 a year, living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
Something was wrong.
I was making like 52,000 a year, but it was like, wait a minute, something ain't right. My bills are like, I don't own a lot, but at the same time, it's like, why am I struggling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started.
And you cannot reduce your tax bracket when you're in debt. See, I would have maybe if somebody told me that, I still probably wouldn't have understood it because I didn't really even understand tax brackets back then, right?
Right.
If somebody would have said, hey, man, you can't reduce your tax bracket when you're in debt, I would have been like, what's a tax bracket?
Mm-hmm. I'd be like, what levels of it?
Yeah, where am I at? Because
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first discovered tax brackets and understand how you calculate how you're taxed on it and stuff. I remember going to my friend and like, hey man, I said, hey man, I just learned something. He was like, what? I said, I learned about how the tax brackets work. I said, do you know your tax bracket? He was like, no. I was like, man, wow. And I was asking, you want to know? He was like, nope.
Yeah,
Basically, he didn't say no directly. He just was like not interested.
yeah, that's how I had a friend of mine like that too. Like he wasn't interested at all. He just like was saying how he likes cryptocurrency and stuff like that. But I always, in the back of my mind, knew something was wrong. Like something was never right.
Right.
Like, it's just. Wait, I'm sorry.
No, we're to know this information, man. We are truly, we're just blessed. It really is.
Yeah.
We're just. I don't really know how to describe this to people. Understand that this is a superpower. I don't know how to really explain that to people, but it is. It's a superpower, financial superpower.
It is, but yeah, that counseling part you said is real. It's real facts right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend that part because I did it and it helped me tremendously, and it got me through, especially
Yeah.
a tough period like this year. Wait, I'll be next year. Yeah, this year was very tough, but it got better in the summer when I started. The more I listened to you, the more I started to incur things, the more it all made sense to me. And I was at work after I had broke my foot. I was on light duty, and I was just
Mm-hmm.
sitting. I was just sitting at a desk, just looking at everybody. I was like, yeah, something is seriously wrong. When
Man.
yeah, it's like you working 13-hour shifts
Mm.
and people still be saying the same thing. It's just paycheck to paycheck.
Mm.
I'm struggling with these bills. I'm like, wait a minute, you making $25 an hour. That just it just a spark just came within me that day, man. That's when I was like, nah, enough is enough.
Because the amount, they don't understand the amount of money doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
And then that day I wore your shirt to work, man. Whoo! That day I wore that shirt to work, man. They was like, you caused a firestorm in here. Like, what do you mean? You wore that shirt that said the price of financial freedom is zero. They was mad at your ass.
That is bananas. You know, when I go out and wear my shirt, and because I live in more of a retirement city, right? When I wear my shirt, I get a lot of older retirees reading my shirt, and then they be like, "Yep, that's the truth. Agreed."
Yeah.
They be like, "Oh, yep, yep." They be agreeing with the shirt.
Yeah. Cause they at the end phase of it, like the retirement. But like you talking
Right.
about, like I wore it like while people was working, and I got the most whoo man. They was like, what
Oh,
the fuck?
everybody hates you, and you don't even care.
Yeah, it was like he got on a shirt telling something he financially free. I'm
They
like,
probably like, well, if you're so financially free, why are you here working? Never mind. I want to explain it.
no, I didn't explain it at all.
Right.
I didn't explain nothing. The shirt spoke for itself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh yeah, another thing. One last thing. Like with these student loans, yeah, these people been blessed with a gift.
You mean during the pause?
Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
hugely blessed. If I was like had like 40, $60,000 in like what I know now, I would have tried to pay that off as humanly fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because May the 5th is coming, people.
Oh yeah, May will be here before you know it. But again,
Yeah.
we already know the
Yeah.
date don't matter. Nothing's gonna change.
I think that's also when all the tax extension deadlines is due too.
Did they extend the? You said they extended. They didn't extend the tax deadline, did they?
No, you know how it's normally due on April 15th, right?
Right. Right.
But sometimes they'll give you an extra time to do like extended stuff as well. That's always due.
They'll probably extend that deadline. I think they'll extend it.
Yeah,
They'll
I'm in
extend it.
agreement with you because I can't see May the 5th coming, and all the other deadlines probably be due, and then
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I just don't know. I mean, I'm not worried about it, but it's like I just can't see them ever forgiving student loans.
No, that if they did, that mean releasing debt slaves, and they're not going to release because that would hurt the economy.
Yeah, they need them to work, like you said. Job just over broke.
Correct. I mean, 1.86 trillion. That would hurt the economy if they just forgave all that money. That would hurt the economy.
Yeah, so
And they would lose all control of their slaves. They're not going to do that.
Nah, I don't see it either, and I definitely don't see them some they forgiving car loan debt.
No.
Because I heard
you can bankrupt that. See, they don't know they can just bankrupt it. But they always say things like, well, if I file Chapter 7, will I lose my car? Yeah, you're going to lose the car. That's what got you there.
Pretty much. You're going to lose everything. And don't pay for your bankruptcy with credit cards. That's bankruptcy fraud.
What's that?
If you file for bankruptcy using a credit card, that's bankruptcy fraud.
Well, I know too. People will. I've heard people say, "I'm going to file for bankruptcy," so they go out and max out their credit cards.
No, that's bankruptcy fraud. You
Well,
can't
I know
do that.
I know it's fraud. I know it's bankruptcy. I know it's fraud. But I'm saying this is what they say. But you got to remember, they already know debt slaves are going to do shit like that.
Yeah.
They already know. Because I think there's a 6-month window that you can file. Like if you file for bankruptcy and anything within that 6-month window, I think if it's still like that, that cannot count within the 6-month window.
Indeed, you sure can. Oh yeah, and I'll let you go. But if you ever get the time, it's a show that comes on CNBC called American Greed.
Oh yeah, I love that. Love that show.
Man, I be listening to that on my Sirius radio on the way, like driving home sometimes on the weekend. I be listening to that show faithfully.
Oh yeah, it's a good show. But you know what's so funny when you think about that show? The people that be scamming people, they're not doing anything. When you know how it works, they're not doing anything fancy.
Nope.
They're not fooling anybody. It's so easy to catch them, but they know debt slaves are so attracted to money. And if you show them a car, a nice house, nice clothes, debt slaves will believe you have money.
Yep. And then the tax attorneys, they be on the show looking stone faced. They be like, oh yeah, we know you was committing fraud. You hit enter on the computer.
Right.
It's not
hard. It's not hard
No.
to see. It's not hard to catch a scammer. Hey, let me see your personal credit report, because scammers start with themselves. So their personal finance life is going to be 9 times out of 10 it's going to be fucked up. So all you got to do is look at it
every time.
That's it.
But yeah, what you're doing, man, is a complete blessing. I'm gonna say it over and over again. It's a huge blessing.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. And I knew it was going to be an uphill battle to be, just for SMD to blow up, but 2022 is going to be my year. I can feel it.
I'm actually looking forward to see what you're going to be doing, like more projects you're going to be doing. Because you got my support, so that's no matter what.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem. You have a good evening, man. And if I don't hear, well, Happy New Year as well.
You too.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Much appreciated. If I don't come back on, maybe I'll do a New Year's one. I'm not sure yet. But if I don't come back on, I hope you guys have a Happy New Year. Right, I'm coming up. Got my appointment with Nick. I'm about to speak to Nick. I think this is the first time Nick and I are going to be speaking on the phone, man. So I'm looking forward to that. Much appreciated. Thank you, Snuggles, for joining. Appreciate it. Omanike, KB, Wally, everyone. Alonzo, I see Alonzo be sneaking in and out real quick. Truth be told. Jaquise, I saw. Oh, yeah, he did jump up in here. Okay. Cosmic Wisdom, appreciate it. Reigning Woman, Aaron, Omanike. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful. Oh, what's up, Gabriel? Didn't see you sneaking. Oh, he'd be coming in here quiet, though. Yep, talk to you soon, sir. Excited to hear about the upcoming multimillionaire Nick Penn. Shh. All right, everybody. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night or evening. 6:30 here. So I don't know what coast you're on, but you guys have a good one. I'll let you later.